Hello, my Facebook friends, Instagram, YouTube. Happy to be back here today. My name is Daisy Daniel. I'm a personal resilience life coach, coming to you every Monday and Thursday at 12 p.m. lunchtime to have lunch with you and to do a little reflection from the book, The Language of Letting Go by Melody Beattie. It's become one of my favorite books. It's got a lot of really good reflections, food for thought, things to help you ponder some of life's important issues. And today we have a really good topic that I'm going to read. All of these are impromptu, by the way. I wanted it to be that way just for it to be a natural reflection. And I want you to also have a natural reflection to the words on the page. If you're interested in buying this book, I have the link in the show notes, and you could follow along every week. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be doing these for, but so far I'm planning on doing it this month anyway, July. But if you are not aware of the type of work that I do, I life coach women and children, and I specifically love coaching women who are in or getting out of or have gone out of abusive relationships, and that is what I try to specialize in. But of course I do different forms of life coaching, and I will be talking about that more in the upcoming weeks. So check out my website if you haven't done so already at www.mymomentlc.com. All right, we're gonna get started. Let's see what page we're on today. We are on page 122, and the title is Feeling Good. Wow, isn't that something we all need during this time? We are going through a pandemic, something that we have not gone through before, at least not in our near past anyway, and it's been really a difficult thing, and a lot of people aren't feeling good. And this virus has really just put people in a very tough headspace. And so coming together to just reflect on other things, do other things besides watch the news is a very healthy thing. All right, here we go. We are on page 122, Feeling Good. Make yourself feel good. It's our job to first make ourselves feel better and then make ourselves feel good. Recovery is not only about stopping painful feelings, it is about creating a good life for ourselves. We don't have to deny ourselves activities that help us feel good. Going to meetings, basking in the sun, exercising, taking a walk, or spending time with a friend are activities that may help us feel good. We each have our list. If we don't, we're now free to explore, experiment, and develop that list. I'm writing some notes here on the side to make sure I touch on something that I want to touch on. When we find a behavior or activity that produces a good feeling, put it on the list. Then do it frequently. Let's stop denying ourselves good feelings and start doing things that make us feel good. That was short and sweet. Now I'm going to read the prayer. Today I will do one activity or behavior that I know will create a good feeling for me. If I'm uncertain about what I like, I will experiment with one behavior today. Oh wow, that's really good. This is a nice reflection. It's short, it's to the point, and it's good because I think we need to be reminded to do things that help us feel good. especially if you're in recovery from different addictions, different things you're working on in your life, things from your past, whatever it might be. It's very easy to just get in the mode of bringing up negative feelings, dealing with negative feelings, and kind of rejecting doing happy things for ourselves, because that's not working on recovery, but it actually is part of recovery. You need to decompress, and you need those times a lot. Do it on a frequent basis. It can't just be once in a while. So let's go ahead and go over this reflection, talk about it more in detail. I have some thoughts. Again, the reflection was entitled Feeling Good. She starts off by saying that our job is to make ourselves feel better and then make ourselves feel good. So she's breaking it up into two parts. Feeling better and then feeling good. All right, if you're in a very low place, you probably can't go straight from really low to then feeling good. You have to take little steps. I think about people who suffer from depression, are home, are bedridden, are alone, don't have family, don't have friends, and they're just in a depressed state. They have to start with little things to help themselves feel better before they could really start feeling good. So think about it in your own life. Are you every day doing something to help you feel better? Are you doing something to help you feel good? If you're not, try putting that into your schedule. Write it on your to-do list. I know a lot of people like to have to-do lists and they live by their to-do list. Write it on there. Feel good today. Do something to help me feel good. Do something to help me feel better. And that could be a teeny little step in the right direction. What is that for you? Think about it. I know areas in my life that bring me down, that make me sad, and I have to be very deliberate on doing things to get me out of that thinking pattern and to get me into a better place and a happier place. I know how to do it. I have the tools, and that's one thing that coaches do, is they help you with tools and strategies to help you become resilient. And part of being resilient is not staying in those low places. It's okay to visit it for a little while, but it's not okay to stay there. And that's part of recovery also. So you have to keep in mind to do those things that make you feel good and better. Then she goes on to say, recovery isn't only about stopping painful feelings. It's about creating a good life for ourselves. So it's almost like a balancing act. So when you're in recovery, you're really going deep and working through some difficult issues, but you're at the same time taking care of yourself, putting yourself first, caring about yourself, and doing things to help you heal. And it's not just all negative. There has to be positive every day in what you're doing. It can't just be overload of negative emotions, negative memories, and just remembering the past, remembering the spouse you had, remembering the kids that were in your life, remembering the wonderful job you had and how you lost it. And you could go on and on and on and just live in that place, and that's not a good place to stay at. It really isn't. Then she goes on to say, you have to do things that bring joy, and she listed a few. Going to meetings. She's obviously talking about AA meetings or codependency meetings. Spending time with a friend. Basking in the sun. That's what I'm doing right now. Sunshine actually helps you feel a lot better instantly, and it's something I recommend. Going out in nature, just seeing everything God has created, the ocean, this beautiful background, this park, just all of that will lift your spirit. Just get out there and do it, One thing that I've trained myself to do is every morning is I put my exercise clothes on, because wow, I will really feel bad if at the end of the day I still have them on and I didn't exercise or moved my body in some way, and that helps. Then she goes on to say in her list, exercising, taking a walk, spending time with a friend, are activities that help us feel good. So think about that. Are you in some form of recovery? Is there an addiction you're trying to get over? Are there personal issues you're trying to work on? Find yourself a support group, connect with some people in that group, and talk with them on a weekly basis. Have a sponsor, have a buddy, have a life coach, have a therapist, have someone that you could share your feelings with, that you could tell them how you feel. Because not everyone that's around you, not everyone in your sphere of influence understands what you're going through. And those things will help you feel good once you get them out, once you express them, once you get some strategies and tools to help you move forward. And then once you start seeing the fruit, you will start feeling good for sure. So she just gave you a bunch of things to think about, things that could make you feel happy. Take a moment and think, what are some things that I like to do that make me feel happy? Write them down. What are things that you enjoy doing that help you feel better and help you feel good? It reminds me of that show, Tidying with Marie Kondo, when you're letting go of things that you have in your home that you no longer use or need. They're just creating space in your life. She always says to ask yourself, does it spark joy? And if it doesn't spark joy, that's a good indication that you could either give it away, throw it away, do something else with it, but store it in your house. And think about the thoughts that are coming into your mind on a daily basis. Do they spark joy? Or do they spark depression, sadness, feelings of rejection? You need to be thinking about things that spark joy as well. Make a list of those things, thoughts that you could think of. I know when I see babies smiling, I see any baby, I automatically get happy. I wanted to have 7 kids when I got married. My whole dream in life was to be a mom and have a bunch of kids, and you know, that dream. I have 3 beautiful kids, but my life didn't turn out the way I planned, but that's okay. I think about the good times I had with my kids, and the good times I still have here and there with them, and those things keep me going. All right, let's see what else she said here. Each of us have our own list. All right, I wrote here bucket list, because that's something that's a lot of people do, is they have a bucket list, which is something that a folder or a paper or somewhere where they keep a list of the things they want to do before they die, before they kick the bucket. That's why it's called bucket list. Start putting some things on that bucket list. And I know 2 years ago, one of the things I had on my bucket list since I was little was to go on a cruise. And I grew up in South Beach, and you know, the Venetian Causeway, my mom would always drive on that Venetian Causeway, and I would see the big ships docked at the port, and I would just dream of the day that I would go on a cruise. And didn't happen during my married life, but it did happen 2 years ago, and I was able to take my youngest son, not only once but twice. We went on 2 cruises, 1 each year, and I'm so glad I did, because now with these viruses and stuff, I don't know if I'll get back on a cruise anytime soon. But that was on my bucket list, and after I did that, it was such an incredible feeling. And it's something I go back to. It's a memory that I go back to over and over again. I have them on a slideshow, the pictures of the cruises on a slideshow that's constantly playing on my computer, on my TV, because those pictures produce very good feelings in my heart and in my mind, that I was able to do that for my son and I. So what's on your bucket list? Go ahead and put them in the comments. Tell me what's what's on your bucket list. I do go back and I check comments. I always respond. So even if you're hearing this on the replay, I would love to know what your things are on the bucket list. Right now on my bucket list, another thing I wanted to do that was on my bucket list for the longest time was to go on a jet ski. And I did that 3 years ago, and that was a lot of fun. I'd like to do that again. And those were like the two major things I really wanted to do. Go to New York City. That's on my bucket list. I've always wanted to go to New York City, and I know it'll happen one day. And possibly Hawaii, maybe. It's not huge for me, but it would be somewhere nice to go if it ever works out. Other than that, I don't have a whole lot of things on my bucket list, but I do have a vision board, and I guess that's kind of similar. To me, bucket list is more about things to have fun, whereas a vision board is more of a passion and a calling and what you feel God put you on this planet to do. And my vision board's packed, all kind of things I want to do. All right, so then here, when we find a behavior or activity that produces a good feeling, put it on the list. Then do it frequently. I know for a time, a couple of years ago, I really got into salsa dancing, and I really enjoyed that. It reminds me of my culture. The people are happy, and you get to meet different people and just dance and do something physical, burn calories, hear fun music. And that's something I like, something I might go back to once this whole virus thing is over. Let's stop denying ourselves good feelings and start doing things that make us feel good. I think once you start denying yourself good feelings, you need to watch that, because that could be a form of self-abuse. People who have been in abusive relationships, because they've been so abused, they're not used to kindness, they're not used to feeling good, then even after they leave the abuse, they could self-abuse themselves and just do things that to themselves that really doesn't show self-respect. And so watch that. Watch that carefully. Don't deny yourself good feelings. And then her prayer at the end, she says, I will do one activity or behavior that I know will create a good feeling for me. So today, write down one activity or one behavior that you will do, and then tomorrow, do that one again, or do a different one. But make it a point every day, put it on your to-do list, to do something that helps you feel good, feel better. And then she ends it by saying, I will experiment with one behavior today, something that you've never done. Do something out of the box, That's exciting. Think about what that could be. I don't know. I consider myself pretty adventurous, and I like to explore. So I'll have to think of what that would be for me, to do something totally different and out of the box. So I'll keep you posted on that. This was a very good reflection. Share this with anyone you think could benefit. I know we could all use some feeling good these days. I hope you have a great day. Please visit my website if you haven't done so already at www.mymomentlc.com. And I do provide everybody with complimentary coaching session just to get to know me, see what I do, and see how I can meet your needs. And God bless you, and have a wonderful day. We will be in touch, and I will see you on Monday. Take care. Bye.